Welcome to Business Solutions, your trusted business funding agency. We provide tailored funding solutions to help your business grow. Contact us today at 917-525-3501 or visit loansales.us.
It'll only take you about 3 minutes to determine if it's a fit or not. And that's taking them through, showing them the website, sending it over to them, letting them watch the 3-minute quick overview, and then they're going to get a feel whether they want to move on through to the next part or not. And again, that goes back to keeping it systematic and following in the turnkey business model that DAC has already recruited or created for us to help you recruit, build a team, and also get customers. All right. I think we're live on YouTube now.
We are. It's that time. You're the best, Ellen. Thank you. Thank you so much. We are so blessed to have you in this company. I think everyone's in agreement of that. So appreciate you for today. Appreciate you for everything down the road and everything that you have done for DAC. But hey, guys, we are here. Good morning and welcome. We made it to Friday, August 21st here for today's DAC broker update and training, followed training with David Rutz. So I'm going to get right into it today. We got some exciting things coming soon, some things that we want to make sure that we get out to you guys as we keep them on the front burners. So a couple new things that are coming soon. We have the new PDFs of the broker email flow, the new broker email flow, which goes from the welcome email that they get through the next 4 emails after joining day. So that'd be day 2, day 4, day 7, and day 10. We're very close on getting those posted, so be on the lookout for that. That'll be posted in the the DAC training where all of our resources are at. Another thing that is coming soon, something that was brought to us by, actually a lot of these good ideas were brought by our brokers. That's why we do love your guys' feedback. As much as you may be holding something back, any and all feedback does give us a great insight as, what brokers are doing daily, right? And if it's resourceful and we can put it to use, then we try to do as best we can. So another great thing on the forefront coming soon, testing a new function in the back office. Your back office under the My Funding Customers tab. That tab is already there, but as of now, there's essentially to explain to you guys, there's a unique client ID when a client applies for funding. That ID is created. That's what helps our underwriters, Wade, Brad, our whole team distinctly see who that client is based on their ID. So in the back office now, you'll see that if your client gets a renewal funding, or anything like that, it updates their unique ID. So you'll see their most, recent renewal funding or whatever happened recently for that client. We're testing and hoping to get in place a new function to where it will, even though for our benefit that ID is in place, it will distinctly have all of the activity posted, not just an updated version of that client's new funding. So you'll see their past funding, their current funding. We did this just to be transparent. This helped our system a lot with our team, our Bank Breezy team, but we had some great insight from our brokers, which I appreciate you guys bringing. And we got with the back office team and they said, yeah, we can definitely make this happen. So we're bringing that together. Be on the lookout for that, that information that's live. We're currently just bringing some things together with that, but that's on the coming soon tab as well. Not a literal tab, just talking and analytically here. So we got the local leader training that we had this last Wednesday with our founder, David Rutz. So I appreciate everybody that was able to be there. We had a great participation that night at 8 p.m. And if any of you guys or anybody in your team is not on that local leader list and is interested in opening and expanding new markets, right, with brokers, you need to be a part of that. So if you want to be on that, you essentially have to you have to go through the prerequisites, which is in the agency expansion training in your LMS. So for you, if you're not already on that, you want to be a part of that, get on that. You have to go through your agency expansion training. That refers you where to go to opt into the email list. That way you'll get emails when they go out for the next meeting. So if you didn't make it to the last one, no worries. Make sure you go through your agency expansion training. You get joined into that email list and you get a part of the next one. Same thing for new brokers that you're bringing on. go down the list. Is this something that you want to be a part of? Is this something you're aiming for? If so, be in the room. You want to be included in these future meetings and in the emails that are going out. So wanted to mention that. Great stuff on this last Wednesday. Be on the lookout for these meetings going forward, as there was a lot of value and a lot of participation from you guys that were there. So good. Appreciate you guys. The top recruiters list, we have this is another coming soon item. This is going to be going live in our LMS sometime soon. We're making sure that if I explained it to you in Tyler's terms, you guys would probably need a Motrin. So I'm just going to tell you that there's some technical things that we have to make sure that are running and humming, perfectly before we actually put it out live, or else there could be some things. So everything's looking beautiful. We're just doing our part to make sure things are tested before we put them into the LMS. But until then, if you have seen in the DAC broker Facebook group, there will be live daily postings of the top recruiters there. So until it's in the LMS, just go to the DAC broker Facebook group and you'll see that live updated board there. And make sure if you're not on that list, get on that list. We're going to have some recognition to folks on there. It's really cool to see who's leading right now in our recruiting. And it's just great to know that those people are you can reach out to them. You could bounce ideas off them. Those are the people who are leading the pack. So congrats to those who are on the top of the leader list right now. And if you're not on that list, get on, see your name there. It's a good feeling. The certification update. So a couple things that came from Tyler recently, and appreciate you, Tyler, for all the work that you're doing around the clock on our LMS and just everything. But with this, there's a brand new pop-up for folks who are already certified but have that additional material, that the new material we added in that you haven't completed. You'll see when you hover over that, it basically says, you're certified, but there's a portion, there's some new material that you've not completed there. So that just lets them know, okay, so certain sections will say completed, but the new content there is what's new for me, and that's what I have not done yet. So it'll say you've already completed this course and have flags on, showing you where that new content is. That new content is the new stuff that we added. So please make sure if you haven't already, a lot of you already have, but please reach out to your team members, letting them know, hey, there's some new content in the LMS. If you've already done it, great. If not, go check that out. It's updated. It's brand new DAC content. So, and these are things that, quite frankly, these are gaps or just things that we wanted to make sure were added in, culminated into our certification. So go check that out if you haven't. Let your brokers know that as well. We're also in our final 10 days of our August funding special, our HVAC industry August funding specials. So if you haven't hit the ground with that yet, make sure, go online if you need to. Make sure that make that your goal, that every HVAC company within a certain mile radius of your community has heard from you, right? Because we have 10 days left of that. They get higher approval odds, lower repayment costs. Not to say that we're not finding them the best deal outside of August, but hey, this is a great time to be laser focused and let them know that obviously we're here for the long term. And hey, we've got a funding special right now that could lead to some higher approval odds, some lower repayment costs. So if you have something to act on now is the time to do it, and let's roll. All right. The business cards, on our local leader meeting, we had some great feedback about a business card design with your image, your broker image on that card. So that's currently in the works. We are very close to that as well. We will be letting you guys know exactly when these go live. We just can't give a definitive date, but when it's coming soon, that means we're just pulling final strings together and making sure that everything is, break proof before it goes live. So, like I said, you guys, will be the first to know when this goes live, but we want to let you guys know because there's been significant work to make these things, as close to possible as they are. So, all exciting stuff. Lastly, hey, the Funders Fuel just went out this last Tuesday. If you guys aren't reading that, please make sure you jump in and just soak up everything that's in there. I save mine, so they're in a special folder in my Gmail. That way I go back to it and just make sure that if there's anything coming up or just, it's just good information to go back on and read. So I tell the same thing to brokers as well. You're getting, you may be getting a lot of emails, but if you see Funders Fuel come through, save that, star that, and read it. If you can't read it all then, go back to it later, break it down. David puts time into that, and you can tell. in the writing that there's a lot of material there, and it's not for for no reason, right? So go in there, make sure you soak that up like a sponge. Brokers in your agency as well, make sure you spread that word, and take advantage of those Funder Fuel emails, because that's right your updated communication with our company, basically recapping things that are coming soon, that have just happened, and things that we should be laser focused on, or just help us get through our week. So appreciate you, David, for you doing those and the time that you put into those. So let's make sure we're taking advantage of them, and reading them. All right, that's what I have for you guys today. At this point, I'm going to pass it over to our fearless founder, David Rutz, who has some words for you.
All right. You can hear me okay, buddy?
Hi.
Okay, good. I'm pulled over on the side of the road. My daughter is moving into college today, her junior year, and I'm at Dunkin' Donuts. The beauty of technology, right? That you can pull off the freeway, do a Zoom, listen in. I was listening, obviously, while driving, and then got here to the spot. But hey, great information. Ellen, fabulous. I love the comparison to the franchise. We pride ourselves in, this whole industry does, of creating a system that's duplicable so that you can learn a system that's got years of experience wired right into it. And it's almost like getting grandma's cookbook. You've already gotten all the wrong ways of doing it eliminated from the book, and only the right ways are in the book. And it's the same thing with us in our business. So great analogy there. I'm sitting outside of Jimmy John's and a Dunkin' Donuts, and it's funny, they seem to be opening buildings together in a lot of places. They're building one right across from our house right now, our neighborhood entrance. So they must have the same type customers. They must have learned something. And you may find Jimmy John's and Dunkin' Donuts in the same building in your town. Obviously, they've learned something, because they're not owned by the same company. So, but they're partnering up for some reason. It's kind of like us knowing you should be local. You should grow local, right? Because local, you have a competitive advantage. So with that said, hey, great stuff, Ellen. I love it. And if you got on late, make sure you go back and watch that. I would watch all of the huddles if you don't attend them, because what we do is we get customers, right? And we grow our tier level, our override and our personal customer tier level by getting customers. And the huddles give tips every day. You'll get a funding story that you can relate with. You'll have a story that you can share with people. I love sharing the stories of the funding stories with people. What do? We come along and help business owners, like as an example. There was a business owner yesterday who boom, 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 who boom, 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 who boom, 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 boom. Stories are what's remembered, not facts, right? So try to remember the stories and share the stories, and you'll get tips. People are opening up and sharing what they're doing that's working, and the huddles are spectacular. Thanks for all the updates on everything. When we give these updates, guys, these are all things that are, it's almost like when there's 3 new specials at your restaurant. They don't just put specials on the restaurant. They do it to make it better for the customers. And they do it because they want to feature a chef's, got a new way of making a dessert, or a chef's got a new way of making a pasta sauce. And they want to put it on the menu to see if people like it. And it's hard to have it on the menu all the time, but you can do it once or twice, and if it becomes a crowd-pleasing favorite, they'll add it to the menu. Right now, we've got the cruise incentive going on. And that's put out there for all of you to run to town with, right? To go win. First of all, you want to be at the convention at sea, but the second reason we do it is to help you grow your business. To offer a nice cruise, a lot of people work hard to get a cruise. And so we've got that out there so that you can earn it rather than having to pay for it. As people say, I'd love to go on a cruise, and it's never in their budget. Well, how about sweat equity? It only takes a couple of clients or one big client, and you got a free cruise. A few clients, and you got a cruise for 2. A few more, you got a cruise for 2 and airport transportation and flights. So I don't know about you, but it might be a short-term goal you should focus on, right? Is I'm not just going to go. I'm going to get my spouse or a significant other or a friend. I'm going to treat them to the cruise. I'm going to go earn it. By the way, you can't earn it complimentary without getting a paycheck too, because we don't reduce your commission to give this to you. We're not reducing bonus revenue to give this to you. We're taking out of our profit margin to give it to you. So go earn it. But better than that, or not better, but as good, remind your team, because earning this means revenue went up. Revenue goes up, their belief goes up, commissions go up, everyone. You win if you can get 10 people trying to win the cruise. If I'm in your team and I earn the cruise, yeah, baby, I produce some bonus revenue that you earn on. So it's a great recruiting tool right now. Time is limited. You want to give these people time. They don't need more than a month, but why make them only have a month? Why wait till December to recruit them? It's time to make a list now. And you have a reason to reach out. And what is that reason to reach out? Hey, not only are we helping the front line of capitalism with funding, not only can we help them when a bank can't, not only that, you can start a business with us, much like a franchise. It's a duplicable system and it's complimentary. You don't have to pay for it other than your time. But on top of that, right now we have an incentive going on where if you help a certain number of clients, they're going to give you a cruise. They're going to give you a cruise. And if you get a certain more, they'll give you a cruise for a second person. If you get even more, they'll give you a cruise for you, a second person, and your flights. And they're not cutting the commission to do this. So I'd love you to look at it right now. That's a lot to say in one sentence, but it's not a lot to throw out. Hey, by the way, there's a cruise going on right now too that you can win. But, just little things, and reach out to the team, remind them. As we talked about on the local leader Zoom, you should know if they know how many points they have toward the cruise right now. Ask them if they know that. Ask them how many does it take? Have they even downloaded the brochure? Right? So keep that front of mind. The recruiting, transparently, why we want to recognize recruiting is we want to recognize the top producers, but we also know recognition creates increase. Because we do that, your team's going to grow more. So not only do you want to be on the list, well, guess what? So does your team. But if you don't mention it, if you don't even bring it up, if you leave it hidden in the background, don't need to really talk about that. Guess what? They're not going to talk about it. And then it doesn't create the lift in your team's growth. Do you know that for every few brokers who join, you're going to get applications? Well, how do you get more brokers to join? You recognize the ones who are recruiting more, and you ask them if they're going to be in the top 10. We do it every 10 days. Ask them how they can get on that. McGuire is going to be posting tomorrow the list for the 10th through the 21st. And Tyler's working on a live feed where you'll be able to go right into the LMS and see it in live real time. And it's actually done, but he wants to, back check it, double back check it. And we had some other priorities. So it's not released yet, but the coding is already done, so that we'll be able to show you right in the LMS a ranked sheet, and it'll have everybody's recruited at least one during the trial period. You'll be able to scroll down and see it, but it'll show you the top 10. But if you click on it, you'll be able to see everyone who's recruited at least one or more. So it's going to be cool. Why do we do that? Think about this now. We do it because for 30 years, we've learned what works and what doesn't work to create increase. If you recognize the top recruiters, people in your team will want to recruit more. You'll want to recruit more. I want to recruit more. And if your team wants to recruit more, guess what they do? They recruit more. And guess what that does? That means more application, which means more what? Bonus revenues you win. Why do we do the cruise? Because we want to get everyone together on a cruise? Well, that's part of it. That's the fruit of it. But the fruit is also a bunch of production between now and the cruise. If your team knows about it, guess what? They grow for it and go for it. We want to help your agency. So we do these things not just to do them. These aren't just announcements. These are tools. Write that down. Every announcement is really a tool. It's a tool to grow my business. Just like McDonald's, this Dunkin' Donuts here has these beautiful menus. I'm looking at the drive-through menu screen board, a couple TVs put up vertically with all the coffee. I mean, you see that hot summer day, and you drive by and they got that iced coffee with the foam on top, and the plastic cup is sweating a little bit. You feel the coolness of this coffee latte, whatever it's called, right? It's emotion. Well, we got to bring that same emotion to and bring our energy, team. We can do this. It's an agency. Now, I wanted to talk about two things. I got some notes here. Obviously, I want to talk about what we just talked about, but we've got a big focus on a simple model right? A simple model. And I want to share something. I put this on Facebook today, but I want to mention it. Job income. Most people have job mentality or self-employed mentality, which is nothing wrong with it, but the whole world is taught that. All of America's taught that. It's very rare that people are taught to start a business. That's an entrepreneur just breaks away. They like swim upstream to leave the job mentality. So job income is you work and you get paid once. Self-employed, you work, you get paid once. Asset income, which you either buy or build an asset, you build it once or buy it once and it pays you repeatedly. An income producing asset pays you repeatedly. You build it once, it pays you repeatedly. Okay? So DAC's if you're a DAC broker, you get the benefit of being self-employed, tax advantages of that, right? Where you get a customer, you get paid once. They might get a renewal, so you get paid twice. Maybe you'll get a payment processing customer, so you get paid every month, right? So there's some benefits of that of just getting customers. They're pretty spectacular. Not to mention how you're really helping the front line of capitalism, that business owner, right? But the second part is, if you build a brokerage agency, you're building a team, you're building an income producing asset that you build it once and it pays you repeatedly. To Ellen's point, she gets a commission check almost every day. She does not get a client every day. She can go a full month without getting she can go 6 months without getting a client. She'll still get that commission every day for overrides. So, and when your asset income is higher than your personal bills, work becomes optional. Right now, you have to keep your job. I'm speaking all different types of people, but let's assume the average person you recruit is working a job, or they're a stay-at-home mom or dad, and they don't have an asset income that is more than their bills today. Well, we want to help them get that. And you either have that now or you don't. If you don't, you can build it here. There needs to be a strong reason why. And that strong reason why is work becomes optional, lifestyle becomes expanded, freedom becomes real. All those things happen when your asset income is higher than your job income. And if you don't have that today, DAC can deliver that for you. And we encourage you to make it happen. And the plan is simple. Climb the revenue share tiers, which is just by getting more customers. You climb the personal customer, you get 40 to 80% of our revenue share. You get 40 to 80% of it. You decide. We don't. Color of your skin, doesn't matter. Gender, doesn't matter. College education, doesn't matter. Handicapped or not, doesn't matter. Male, female, doesn't matter. Experience, inexperience, doesn't matter. Whoop-de-doo executive in your prior company, doesn't matter. Grand poobah business owner outside of here, doesn't matter. All we look at is, what do you do performing here? And you can grow up this revenue share ladder as fast as you want from 40 to 80%. If you're at 45, it's because you haven't earned higher. If you're at 50, it's because you haven't earned higher. If you're still at 10, because you haven't gotten certified yet. You don't deserve 40 yet. You haven't even put in the time to get certified. You certified and it's been more than a year and you didn't recertify, you fall back down to 10%. Doesn't matter if you were at 70. I'm at 80% right now. Tyler said, Dad, just so you know, you got 13 days to certify or you're going to go down to 10%. I know. I was waiting for the new thing to be live so I can have the user experience of the new LMS. I'll be certified. I got to get certified too. It's me talking. Every video I made, every quiz I created, and I got to go recertify. So don't call me and say, hey, do I have to get certified? The answer is, yeah, if you're going to expire, you bet your butt you do. I do too. This is what we do. We stick to it. Do I have to climb the personal tier ladder? Yeah, I did have to climb the personal tier ladder. I had to get to 80%. Do I get guaranteed money in this company? No. Every time I earn is off a team I built. I don't get a salary. I don't get paid hourly. My biggest thing is telling the IRS why I want to be paid commission only and not be a W-2 employee. I own 100% of the company. They don't like that. They want me to be a W-2 employee. So I'm working through how to do it. I don't want to be a W-2 employee. If I do, it's going to be commission only anyway. Well, that's hard to do as a W-2 employee. So there's some struggles in there. If you're an accountant, call me and help me with that. Actually, I'm kidding. We've got our accountant working on it. But the point of the matter is I'm a product of this product. And yeah, my asset income is more than my bills. So work is optional. And it was before I started DAC. That's why DAC has this model built into it. That's why DAC has the ability to build a team. You don't think we could have done Bank Breezy and just gone to Fox News and started advertising like everyone else and try to build a internal corporate sales team and pay them a salary and we keep most of the money? You can do that. That's what all of our competitors do. But we're saying, no. We want to spark your entrepreneurial dreams and people you know's entrepreneurial dreams, right? So job income, work paid once. Asset income, build it or buy it once, repeated income. That's what you want. That's what we offer. Now, with that said, everything, so the plan is what? You climb the revenue share tiers. How? By getting customers. You go from 40 to 80%. That revenue share tier isn't just on your own customers, it's on your whole agency. Do you know we pay out 80% on every funding in your agency to someone in your agency? If you're only at 40%, we're still paying out 80. In fact, we're paying out 104. Well, about 100 is a breakage because of 100. When we show bonus revenue 3,000, we're paying out 3,000. You're just not getting it all. Even if you're at the 80%, you're only getting 2,400 of it. Why? Because the rest we're paying to agency people ahead of you, the leaders in your up agency, right? So how much are you capturing? You determine how much are you capturing, not us. It's not a favoritism thing. You can't call me and get to a higher level. You get customers get to the higher level, right? That's the way it works. That's pretty darn cool, don't you think? So you can get to 80% this month if you want. It's hard. It's hard. You have to get 20 clients and $3 million in funding, but you'd be at 80%. It's doable. Be hard. You decide whether it's a 10-year plan, a 5-year plan, a 2-year plan, a 1-year plan, or a 1-month plan, not us. So that's part one, is you climb the revenue share tiers. As you do, you earn more on your own customers, but you earn more on your agency too. Come on now. So part one is climb the revenue share tiers. Part two, build an agency of brokers who want to climb the tiers. And teach them what? 1 and 2. Climb the tiers, build an agency of people who want to. And what do those people do? They climb the tiers and build an agency of people who want to. And what do their teams do? They climb and build, climb and build, climb and build, climb and build, climb and build. That's it. That's our system. And the certification teaches them how to do it all. And the huddles give you the tips. And the huddles give you the tips. And the huddles give you the tips. And the local live meetings give you the relationships and the interactions and the support. It's a pretty simple model. There's someone in that Dunkin' Donuts up there. You go, that's an easy model. Guess what? They got to be here at 5 a.m. And they got to be here at 10 p.m. And they got to be here Sunday at 5 a.m. And they got to be here at 10 p.m. And if they don't, they got to have someone else here. And if that manager doesn't show up, the owner's got to show up. So they don't have an income producing asset. They're self-employed because they got to be here. Someone's got to be here. Now, if they live in another country or another state and they've got managers here who will be the managers, if no one shows, yeah, then it's truly a passive income. But if your activity is required, you're self-employed. You're not a business owner. You're called a business owner in America. But as far as our definition is, that's when you really can do it passively. Build it once, get paid repeatedly. Okay, so plan, climb the revenue share tier, build an agency, people do the same. Keep it that simple. Now, a couple more things. Number one, I don't care if you have a farm bureau, a state farm, a AAA, a Blue Cross, a Progressive, a Real Estate One, a Century 21, a Caldwell Banker, any type of agency you want to build, it is hard for the average person because it requires mental toughness. Why? Because there's no guarantee. Most people can't get beyond their comfort zone of working in a no guarantee environment. Number one. Most people can't get beyond other people's opinions. Fear of criticism. Fear of criticism is the number one reason people don't do DAC. Criticized by the customer, that costs too much. What do you charge? And they don't know how to address that from a professional point of view. You're doing what? And it's commission only, and you build a team. Is it one of those things? Fear of criticism. It's ignorance on the naysayers. Those naysayers are not well-to-do. The well-to-do people complement what we do. The most successful people will love this when you take it to them. I say if you have a fear of criticism, all you need to do is call all your wealthy friends. If you have a fear of criticism, approach business owners who've got multiple locations. You know what happens? You don't get the naysayer who's never had any extra money complaining. People who've done well go, man, you got a great product. Do you know our industry lends out hundreds of billions every year? Hundreds of billions. And someone up the street who delivers, products part-time will say, that's crazy what you guys are charging. Okay, well, you've never been a business owner and you don't realize how much can be done with this money. And so the cost is irrelevant because it's available. It's high risk. So every agency's hard. So you can't recruit the weak. Now, we don't judge, we don't prejudge, but I will say recruit up. Recruit up. People you respect, tell them that. I'm reaching out to you because I was told by our founder to reach out to the people I respect the most and to ask them their opinion and to see if they're interested in partnering with us. Because even if they're not going to build it hard, they know a lot of people could benefit from this and they appreciate being positioned. Or nothing else, they'll want to help you. So recruit up. And as you recruit up, you're going to find great feedback, even from the no's, even from the people who aren't interested. Recruit down people who are needy. Well, you'll get a lot of, I don't know, I'm not sure, no guarantee. There's no hourly pay. There's no salary. No, we're pretty clear there's not everywhere. This is a business. No business has a guarantee. All we guarantee is we're not going to make money on you unless you make money first. That is a pretty darn cool guarantee. We won't make a dime until you make $1, literally. That's pretty cool. So why does America need a broker opportunity right now? I just took a bunch of notes. I got them in my notes here, and so I want to read these. By the way, I wrote down, I already said this, when your asset exceeds your monthly bills, your work becomes voluntary. So again, the plan is climb the revenue tier, build a team who does the same. That's it. Keep it that simple. Work local. It's better than distance, but it's okay to recruit distance. It's okay to recruit distance building, but have them work their local clients. And it's okay to get a client out of state too. Just don't focus there. Focus local. There's a guy in our town. He calls it the 5-mile rule. The 5-mile rule. He's training people to advertise using the 5-mile rule, which says, I will make sure every client's within 5 miles of my office knows who I am. If 100% of the customers know who I am, I got a great business. And he's a roofing company. He's got a 5-mile rule. Now, there's a lot of homes around his business, but isn't he right that if everyone in 5 miles knows him, his roofing company, and they give him a good review, that he'll never have to worry about advertising or getting customers? Guess what? What have we been teaching, and what do we say? If everyone in your local community knows about you and you become their go-to for funding, guess what? You don't have to worry about anything. You'll have customers every year. And if you build a team of people who have the same mentality, it doesn't matter if you recruited them into Portland, Oregon, boom, you've got a business there in a box. They join right there. In fact, we don't even ship a box to them anymore. I used to get a kit. Now it's a business and an email. It's an online dynamo ready to explode. So why do some people need this opportunity? Number one, here's a couple lists. paycheck to paycheck. You know that, guys. A lot of people are paycheck to paycheck. This is the part that speaks to me near and dear. I'm 58 years old. A lot of people my age do not have retirement set up yet. They can't retire, and they'll be working forever. So let's help get people caught up in the retirement. A lot of people in their 20s don't like corporate America. They want out. 30s want out. They want to be home with their kids. They want to have kids. They want to have a house. They don't yet. They want to be able to work from home. They want flexibility. So work part-time on this fortune and this flexibility while working full-time on a job. Build the asset income. How many times? Once. Get paid how often? Repeatedly. That was my drive. That was my drive. That's why my last company was called Escape. And my member name in DAC is Escape, because that is what I want to help people do. Bottom line is get to the point where you don't need that job anymore. That's pretty darn cool, don't you think? Layoffs, illness, wages are increasing, but often not at the rate of their expenses. Inflation's going up. Wages aren't keeping track. People were living month to month. Now they're living month. Need to borrow money monthly, right? We've got additional income. No risk for them. So they don't need another part-time job. They need a path toward ownership. They don't need another income source like a job. What they need is they need to build an income producing asset one time. And it's not going to be easy. And don't say it is. And it's not going to be easier than building a farm bureau or a state farm. Those people are competing with everyone. Everyone's already got auto insurance. You got to tell them to leave who they got and go with you. Everyone's already got a real estate agent. You got to tell them to leave them and go with you. Everyone's already got a healthcare product. You got to tell them to leave them and go with you. Everyone's already got. And guess what? People start every day in those careers and kick butt because they're not weak. They're not dependent on other people to be motivated. They get up. They say, I know the environment is out there for me to go win. They say a prayer and they move and they serve. And the person who serves clients most gets clients because they're serving them. The value they're given is greater than the income they're earning. So when you today want to win with DAC, just think this. Most people you go to don't have a funding person already. If you're marketing auto insurance, could you imagine? I've already got it, or I don't have a car. Now you got to tell me to leave. All you can do is give me a better price. And if the price isn't better, I'm not leaving. You don't have any competition here except what's in your head. And then some people from other states who are willing to lie to customers through text and phone to get them to call back. So I'm going to just take it to a Q&A session now. But I'd ask you all to just kind of take a little, some of you are on, you're in hyperdrive going. And some of you aren't in hyperdrive and you know what, I should build this income producing asset once so that I can get paid repeatedly. I want to be like Ellen Wynn and get a commission almost every day. And I do have to build it, but then I get it. And it doesn't matter if I'm at the lowest income tier, only 40% right now, I still get paid on anyone I personally enroll of at least 4% of any bonus revenue they produce for life, not just once, for life. For life. Could you imagine giving someone their own farm and knowing that you get 4% of any farm produce they do forever because you gave them the farm and I gave you the farm to give to them? You don't have to work the farm. They're going to work it. And I said, I'll give you a farm to give to anyone you want, and you get 4% of anything they ever produce. All you got to do is go find people who want to run the farm. And we'll give them the property, the equipment, everything. We'll give them the whole system. All they got to do is plant the seeds and tend to the soil. And you get 4% of their crops forever. Well, what if they don't farm? Well, they'll have weeds and you'll earn nothing. But what if they do farm? Yeah, but what if 100 people have a farm and none of them do it? One will do something. You'll make 4% on that one. And what did it cost them? Nothing. You gave them the farm. What did it cost you? Nothing. We gave you the farm to give to them. This is common sense. So sit on this opportunity or strategize how to scale this opportunity by getting the word out. You can all recruit 4 times as many people this week than you did. You can all recruit 40 times this month what you did. And if everyone did that, our funding numbers would go up 40-fold too. Because most of our funding comes from new brokers and old brokers who are more committed and stay the course, which is only about 10% of the active brokers are the committed old ones who keep producing. And then most of the production comes from renewals or brand new. 30% of our production is renewal. Some weeks it's 60% are renewals, and you'll get paid on it too. So grow it, go up that personal tier, build your agency, grow up that personal tier by getting clients and grow your agency. And that's the simple model. It's needed in the marketplace. Business owners need us, and brokers are needed. That broker opportunity is needed. People need that extra money and that replacement money. And there's not many areas out there in the world where you can build an asset, an income producing asset like this. And when you've built it, it's worth a lot of money. It's a cash cow, and you can sell it. Let's go to your Q&A right now. Anyone got any questions or comments about this?
Speaking of seeds being planted, we have Erica. Go ahead, Erica. Appleseed, we call her.
Yes, yes, yes.
Hey, I would love to have my video on. I'm driving. But nonetheless, I'll just say things have shifted for my family a bit, making things a little bit interesting and, cuts down on normal work time, but also has been able to help me to increase my time devoted to this opportunity because of the fact that I can do it whenever, wherever. I'm sitting on the couch next to the kiddo, we can do that, or I can sell something on Facebook and do this at the same time, or just being more concentrated about handing out cards and, looking at, I was saying the other day, some business owners that, and businesses, and meeting a tow truck driver where I can reach out to his son, who's a business owner. And so there's just been, we've had broke down vehicles, spilled coffee, the whole 9 yards this week. So I'm really grateful, David, for the opportunity and for the fact that it's something that I can do at any point in time and be able to be successful. And I'm not one of the very top brokers. I've been at this since 2017. Active the whole time, a little bit of dropout here and there due to business challenges and then family stuff that has caused a lot of angst. And so I just want to say sick and stay for sure. And then I'm sitting here brainstorming ideas while I'm driving my car. It's pretty ridiculous, honestly. I'm like, well, I should probably start 4 businesses that I've already got in the back of my head at the same time. I may as well do this and then not do that, because of the risk. So I just want to say this is a really good opportunity. I always appreciate what you have to say and your guidance and all of that. So yeah.
Well, thank you, Erica. Thanks for the kind words, and thanks for the stick-to-itiveness. And Erica used to own a cleaning company when she started with us. She was very part-time, but she saw the need, and she'd be on these calls and she'd turn her video on. She's literally cleaning houses. She owned a cleaning crew, and she had crews, but just replacing them all the time. And the return on investment and having young kids at home, single mom, it was very difficult getting the kids to school, going to work, getting kids from school, getting different start times, all that while running a business. She's that type of mental tough, right? And yet things are going on, and she still approaches people. And as her agency grows, and it's not all on her shoulders. If she builds an agency larger and larger, eventually she'll be earning on her agency even when she's not getting customers herself. And that's why we encourage everyone, that needs to be a focus. It's been my focus since day one. Getting customers was secondary. Building a brokerage was primary. And Ellen's, she said it herself, her primary focus was building an agency. Now, with that said, we got customers. Ellen gets customers. So it's not like I haven't gotten, or she doesn't get, or others who are focused on building an agency don't get customers. But if you own Century 21 and you've got 100 licensed agents, you're going to make a lot more money than just getting customers yourself. If you got 500 agents, you're going to make a lot more money than just getting customers yourself. And guess what else? You're going to help a lot more people get a home, buy and sell a home because you got 500 agents. Well, guess what? You can say, well, I'm not recruiting until I prove this works. Well, we've already got tens of thousands of customers. It may not work for you, but it works. So you don't have to prove it works. What you have to do is go through the certification, say, do I agree this type funding is good for some businesses? And will I be honest and operate with integrity to make sure that only the right businesses take this? And we're not going to hammer close anyone into a deal. We're not going to mislead them. We're not going to lie. We're going to be honest, operate with integrity. Okay, I can go get customers with those set of rules. That's the only way I can get customers. I can't get you to take a loan when you can't afford it and you don't have a good business. I will tell you not to. McGuire and I were talking about this morning about one of his clients who got approved for 15 grand and another one who wants a funding but shouldn't take money. Their business is not ready to repay the money. So they need a strategy boost, not a revenue or not a loan. So desperation doesn't mean great client. Sometimes it means time to give them great advice about some ideas. And you may not have the answer, but you can say, maybe we got to look at your pricing. If your margin is this, or if you don't have a product cost because you're 100% service and you don't have money month to month, where's it going versus your sales because you don't have a product cost? Let's address that before we worry about getting you money, because maybe you'll come up with a solution that requires money, but let's not just get you money to buy more time. Something's broke, right? So when you have that mentality, guess what you can do then? Now you can go out and get customers because you know you're only serving. You have the spirit of serving, quality of service, quantity of service, and spirit of service. When all three of those things check, this ain't work. This is a hustle to get the word out. And if you got 500 agents in your team before you even got your first customer, guess what? You've probably got 500 more times the customers than you're going to get if you wait. I'm not saying wait and don't try to get customers, but what I am saying is don't wait to recruit to have your first customers. That's ridiculous. Start talking to both. Follow the training, talk to new people about the client, about the funding, and talk to new people about becoming brokers, and don't wait on either. And if I had to say, well, I want to focus 75% toward one and the other, I'd say then 75% should be recruiting brokers, 25% should be getting customers. That's what I would do. You asked Nick DeHame what I said to him the other day. I said, you've gotten so many customers, you should be 5 to 10% of your time focused on getting customers right now, 90% building your brokerage agency. And guess what? Who's number one for recruiting? Nick DeHame. Well done, Nick DeHame, right? So, and his dad is right behind him, right? So, great job, all of you. I'm focused on building. Hopefully, you're focused on building too. What else we got, McGuire? I don't see if anyone's got their hand up or not.
We got two. We have Maurice, and then we'll go to Suzanne after. So go ahead, Maurice.
Hello, Mr. Rutz.
Hey, buddy.
Real quick. One, I reopened and started back reading the Think and Grow Rich. Two, you really changed my view of business owners, because in times past, I would see businesses show up and then grand opening, grand closing, and not really mindful of what is going on behind the scenes and how that affects people's lives. So I appreciate that. So now when I look at businesses, I have a bigger heart for them, because they make up 75% of our economy, and they are so needed. And just like you say, they are truly rock stars, and I'm beginning to really embrace that. And to the point that when I see businesses, I look at, how do I create a conversation? Let me go meet this person and tell them DAC is here. We're available. If and when you need us, we are here. Because they need us, and I'm learning that more and more each day. My question is, when I'm speaking with a business owner, doing a meet and greet and informing, is there any time after that I can transition into the broker invitation?
Sure. Absolutely, you can. I wouldn't do it right away, because, you want to show them your primary focus for them, because they're a business owner, is helping them grow their business. I wouldn't even say it's helping them get money. It's helping them grow their business and accomplish why they started it. I like to ask business owners, why'd you start it? What are you doing it for? If I'm getting together with them, I want to know, what was your reason, and how's that working? And is there anything you can do to get to that, make it happen? Or have you ever thought about opening a second location to do that, etc.? So it's learn about their business and help them accomplish the reason why, by referring them customers, by learning more, and by getting them funding. So I would start by saying, focus on that. And if you're doing that, telling them about your business as a broker almost seems disingenuous. It's like, wait a minute, you said you're trying to help me grow my roofing company. Now you're asking me to become a broker? You really just have commission breath, don't you? You really just want to make money on me, don't you? So you can, but make sure your heart, your spirit of service is, I want to help this business owner win. That's number one. Now, with that, as the conversation comes up, as you get to know them better, you can say, by the way, I'm a broker and I'm building an agency. You're a successful business owner. You probably know a lot of independent entrepreneur types who might be looking for an opportunity. If you know anyone who might fit as a funding broker and do what I do, let me know, because I'm building an agency. And by the way, I could even, if you want to, passively, I could even position you to earn a little override on anything they do. Does that have any interest to you? So you mention it as first ask them if they know of anybody, and then say, by the way, I can position you. And if they go, oh, wait a minute, tell me more about that. That motivates me. And you can see that they're moved by, hey, I may want to focus on this a little bit more. Definitely position me. Then I would tell them, more about it from there. But ask them for referrals. Let them know you'll position them. And if that seems to spark their interest, you can say, I can even help you position yourself real well. You can still focus on running your automobile repair shop, but funnel me people, and I'll build that agency for you. I'll build you a huge agency. Funnel those people to me, right? Did I lose you guys? I just got a call from someone.
We're good. We're still live.
Sounds good. Right. Thank you. And also, real quick before I let you go, by the way, we can fund up to $2 million. It works.
Yeah. Love it. Thanks for saying that. And by the way, thanks for the kind words on the heart of the business owner. I'm glad you captured that. Think and Grow Rich. Glad you're reading it again. I am too. There's a couple things in it that I think, I don't know, Napoleon, but it's an amazing book. And I encourage everyone to read it if they haven't already. Patrick Bake, David, if you know PBD, he was asked, what would you read, Law of Success or Think and Grow Rich? Well, same author. Think and Grow Rich is the abbreviated version of Law of Success. So start with Think and Grow Rich, but then from there, I pick up Law of Success, same author, and because it just goes into each one of those sections in even more detail. But anyway, great stuff. And we got one more, Suzanne, great leader, had a lot of experience in this industry, building a powerhouse team. What do you got, Suzanne?
Well, thank you. First of all, David, Ellen, McGuire, thank y'all for always coming and being prepared and delivering what we need to hear. Whether you know it's or not, it's what we need to hear. So thank y'all so much. Well, when your picture popped up, you have a great smile, by the way. I saw that and I was like, what a good smile. So I want to address a couple of things that you mentioned, going up the ladder of commissions, of pay rates.
Yep.
I was surprised. I mean, I'm certainly nowhere near where I need to be or where I want to be. But when I was in my back office, like, oh my goodness, really? Really? I'm here? I'm only this far from 60? Oh, wow. So it can happen a lot faster than you think. If you have a job, and this is just saying something David said in a little bit of a different way. If you are employed right now, how many of you can go in to your manager or your boss and ask for a raise, and you're going to get it in the next week or month or 6 months? Probably very, very few. In this company, you are in control of when you get the raise. No one controls that but you, not the business owner that you stop and see, not anybody but you, because if the first one says no, there's a second one, and you just keep going. If you have more than one product, my family cannot even tell you what I do, because what I do, I have a lot of intricate little pieces that fit together. But what I lead with everyone is, what do? I come alongside banks when they can't help business owners, and I help them get their money. By the way, did you know that 90% of business owners cannot get a loan at their bank? Oh, and we lend up to $2 million. That lets them know that you're serious. But now people can easily, I get referrals from people who will be clients elsewhere, but it's the DAC, the Bank Breezy referrals. In my prayer group, they're like, Suzanne, what do you do? They've known me for 15 years. They have no clue what I do. I'm like, oh, I help business owners get funding when they can't go to their bank and get it. Did you know 90% of business owners can't get funding from their bank? No, I've got a buddy. And then the buddy that I can't help the buddy, but they send me to someone in Texas who gets the funding. So this is just and I know, David, y'all say, and it's not easy, but to me, it is so much more intuitive and easy to say that to someone than to try to explain how I can help whatever else.
Yeah.
So that.
I love it.
It's not about how much you are making. It's about how much you can help them make. So if they're like, well, how much are you making? What are your fundings? You know what, man? It's not about what I'm doing. It's about what I can help you do. What's your goal? Because that's where my focus is. And then so you don't have to be embarrassed if you're not making a bunch of money right now. It's not about how much you're making. What can you help them make? I mean, I know I've got brokers on my team that are going to be making way more than I do, but I can help them get there. And the other thing, Erica, thank you so much. You know, every time any of us come against something like that, it's an opportunity to pull out that Connect card, that drop card, and say, by the way, if you ever come across anyone, when my husband was dying and hospice was coming in the house, it gave us an opportunity to give Bibles. My husband would talk to me, do you have a Bible? Well, no, or I don't read it, or it's a King James, I don't understand it. Great, here's a Bible. So it brought people to us so we could be missionaries in our home. Well, and I'm certainly, this is not, faith in the Lord here with what we do, but you can still be a business funding missionary. And you can still also be, if the Lord puts it on your heart, you can totally be a missionary to those business owners also, because sometimes you're a lifeline. Other thing, and I hope this is okay, this guy's with a different company. You're never going to join this company. Don't worry about it. They're a great company, but Darnell Self has a thing on YouTube called Dream Stealers. There's a 15-year-old video and an 8-year-old video and one more recent. Go to one of the older, but just look at that 5-minute video about the dream stealers who can enter your life, whether it's on purpose or not. And I visit that every once in a while because he's built one of the largest organizations in his company. Amazing guy, super nice, raising great kids. But that video, if you start getting, I don't want to know, or what are people going to think about me? What do they think about your Coldwell Banker broker? What do they think about your State Farm broker? Well, that's what they're going to think of you. Just give it time. Thanks.
Yeah. Hey, good stuff, Suzanne. Thanks for the kind words. Thanks for the advice. Thanks for the counsel. Thanks for the recognition of Erica and others. You bring great insight, and to everybody who heard all of that, there's no question. As we go, we grow. And if some of us are not, we don't fear other people's opinions at all. But we got over that 40 years ago or 30 years ago, but we had it to start. It's usually only a narcissist who doesn't care about other people's opinions. And actually they care about it more than any. So they put up a tough shell to make it look like they don't care about anything. But the reality is they really think about it all night long, right? But they just still act. And you don't want to be that. You want to be a person of service who cares, the beliefs first. Maurice said it. He believes in the business owner. He'd use it. And when Suzanne said you can give yourself a raise today, you give yourself a raise in 2 ways. Getting a client, building a broker team. Getting a client. You can get brokers today. You may talk to 100 people about funding today and none of them need it today. They'll need it eventually. You can talk to 100 people about being brokers today, 30 of them are joining today. So if you want a faster yes, the broker opportunity will get you faster yeses, because they're individuals who many individuals are motivated to make more money and looking for an opportunity and don't have it in their hands. So how do you want to give yourself a raise today? You do both. You climb the revenue share ladder by getting customers, and you build your agency. Do both. That's it for me today, McGuire. I'm going to turn it over to you. Is there anyone else with their hands up, or are we good?
Have Walt, so the last hand up, if we could take that, and then we'll go. I have a
Take it
12
and we'll go.
or
Yeah.
1 o'clock.
Go ahead, and I'll be
Go ahead,
short.
Walt.
Okay, I want to be real quick. I just wanted to say two things. I'm on here every day. And I'm a huge fan of DAC. And I just sold. I'm about to sell one of my companies, and I'm going to put a lot of time into DAC. I've decided that DAC is my next goal, and I have an insurance company and a consulting company, but I'm getting rid of the insurance company. Two things I want to just point out that happened to me this week. The first one was, it's so important to be on these calls every day. You told us earlier this week about going back and looking at the why. You know what I started doing this week with my customers when I meet with them? Is asking them their why. And you mentioned it just a few moments ago, why they do it. And then I tell them why I'm doing what I'm doing, which is really interesting how that conversation just goes totally away from any type of sales. You're just talking about why you're doing it and why they're doing it. Yep. And there's so much you can grow from that. That's one thing. And I just went and I started going back and I recertified the other 20%. And so I started watching all these videos of you, Dave. And I was just so impressed about the same consistency that you have for everything that you do. The last thing this week that just hit me so hard, and man, I'm up every night thinking about this. Matt DeHane said, compared to what? And so I started thinking in my life about how all opportunities witness, because we just don't question people and say, compared to what? What are you comparing DAC to? You talk about our funding. The price is so high. Compared to what? And when he said a bank, and I was in banking for 25 years, I've got so much ammunition for that. And so it's just so many little things you hear on the call every day, just in my life, that how we're not having people, how people are not coming on and participating and just listening to the leaders talk about their experiences is beyond me. So I've got about 10 people that I've signed up, and I'm going to see if they're still good. If I'm getting off the call today and call them all and say, look, just do yourself a favor and be on the call. So you're going to see 10 more names up there this week. And then one other thing I want to bring up. So I introduced it to my son, and my son and I are going to commit to September.
Yeah.
DAC 4 hours, 4 hours, 3 days a week. We're going to take a market. We're in Milwaukee. We're going to take 3 or 4 intersections, and I'm going to give you the results of what happened with that.
You're going to color that town blue.
Yeah, we're going to color town blue, and we're going to see what happens. We committed to Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 4 hours those 3 days, and he's coming aboard, and we're just going to paint the town blue.
Love it. We're going to call you guys
thank you again for everything you've done, and we're gonna be on that ship. So the plan is for us to be on that ship together. He's going to be my roommate.
I love it, Walt. Well, I'm going to call you and your son the Milwaukee Bluers.
Okay.
Because you're covering Milwaukee Blue. Forget the Brewers. And we're looking forward to meeting you on the cruise. Great wisdom. And folks, did you hear him say, first he said, I'm selling one of my businesses, which was an agency, right? So he's obviously sees there's value in when you have an asset like an agency, you can sell it as well. And so he's already built, and great wisdom. I love what you said. You just motivated the heck out of me. All you guys. As I told Tyler yesterday, I don't want to be the one doing all these calls. I want to listen to all of you guys who are out in the field doing it too. You know, we need to see some more 20-somethings talking and 30-somethings talking and 40-somethings and 50 and 60 and 70 and 80 and 90-somethings. So we need to cover it all. And, because this is not an age-required business. It's a heart-required business. God bless you all.